So you've landed on the right video, okay, when it comes to what type of businesses you can start with using permanent vinyl. Now I know to the naked eye this looks just like heat transfer vinyl, but trust me when I tell you, even though they look the same, they are totally different. So let's go ahead and dive into the 5 types of businesses you can start when it comes to permanent vinyl. Now before we get to it, if you're new here and you don't know anything about vinyl decals or adhesive vinyl, then be sure to like this video because you're about to leave here learning so much more. Now this first business that you can get started when it comes to using vinyl, specifically permanent or adhesive vinyl, is the tumbler and laptop decal vinyl business. Now I will warn you, this may look like a, I hate saying the word saturated, but this may be a saturated market if you don't know how to play it well. If you're going to tap into this first business idea, you gotta come with the creativity, okay? So I recommend when you're doing your market research for this particular niche, right? So for like the tumblers and the laptop decals, you know, make sure that you are trying to go against the grain. It's really easy to mimic what you are, you know, getting inspiration from, but I warn you, don't just copy something just because you see that it's selling for other sellers. The thing about Etsy is that you don't know how long that person's listing has been up, and you want to make sure that if you're tapping into a saturated market, you're not just coming in to copy what they've already, you know, have been proven to sell just because it looks like it's easy. So this applies to vinyl decals as well. So if you're gonna tap into the tumbler and the laptop decal niche, I highly recommend you do your research because number one, you need to, but also, even though this is a really great market to enter, if you're gonna sell vinyl decals, it is saturated, and I don't want you to get your designs buried because you just copying based off your inspiration. Okay, so this next business idea when it comes to starting a business with the vinyl decals is the car decal business. Have you ever seen a minivan, right, and it's in front of you and you see a decal of like a family, or let's just say the mom is a soccer mom? Well, she bought that decal from someone who was selling that particular design, maybe on Etsy or their personal website. But I say that to say the car decal niche is honestly a very lucrative one, because what you can also do with this business idea is you can make decals for like personal vehicles and also commercial vehicles. Tapping into being able to make a product for small businesses is a money maker, and I don't think y'all understand, okay? So listen, if you want to start making decals for, you know, people who have cars, which is millions of people in this world, I would also look into helping commercial businesses like landscaping companies, right? People who may be like caterers or something, and they want to keep promoting and advertising their business. Well, listen, all they gotta do is purchase some vinyl from your shop, right? They slap that decal on their car, and now they're getting calls from customers who want to, you know, utilize their services. So the second business idea I recommend you look into when it comes to using the permanent vinyl is the car decals, because let me tell you, don't sleep on that, okay? You heard it here first. So can you take a wild guess to what the third business idea is when it comes to vinyl decals? If you said wall decals, then you are my #1 winner, okay? When it comes to wall decals, I honestly want you to think about all of those people who love decorating their spaces, but because maybe they're renters, like a lot of us are, and they don't want to put holes in their walls, I don't know if you guys can see, from hanging things up, you can have a business creating wall decals alone. That way you alleviate this whole gap of, oh, I have to fill in the holes when I move and all of that pain. Some of us, like myself, don't want to do all that. So I think that when it comes to entertaining business ideas using adhesive vinyl, making wall decals, listen, you won't go wrong with that, because a lot of people who like to change their space, right, renovate their home office. A lot of us are now working from home, we're remote, or maybe going back to helping small businesses. You can even design wall decals for people who are interior designers, for people who have that eye for design, and all they need is a wall decal, because they're not going to make the decal, but they know what is needed for their client's space. So the third business idea is wall decals, because you can't go wrong, right? They're not hanging anything up, and depending on the type of vinyl that you use, super easy to apply and also remove. So that's a food for thought. Now there is still love in the world because people are getting married each year. So the fourth business idea that you can start when it comes to vinyl decals are making wedding decals. decals. Listen, if you have an acrylic sign and you know how to make a really good Mr. and Mrs. or thank you for coming type of message, that goes such a long way when it comes to decorating weddings and for wedding parties. Not only that, you can also design for, like, you know, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, right? Whatever your fancy is. But wedding decals is also another idea. And going back to supporting other small business owners, for wedding planners, right? For wedding designers who are looking to find more personalized items for the wedding party, they're going to be looking at wedding decals. This is also a great niche when it comes to utilizing permanent vinyl, because again, there's really not a lot of mess when it comes to designing vinyls. Once you weed it and apply it, you're good to go. So if you want to start tapping into the wedding niche, bridal niche, summertime is coming, okay? Summertime is calling. Outside is open. I highly recommend that you look into wedding decals for your small business, because I mean, you definitely can make some money from that. Okay, so the fifth business idea is by far my favorite, because honestly it blows my mind at the thought of I am literally able to make an income from, lack of better words, arts and crafts, okay? Literally being able to make money from scissors, a weeding tool, sometimes some tape. Like, it blows my mind. So that leads me to my last point when it comes to business ideas using permanent vinyl, and that's honestly having a business based around DIYers and crafters. There are thousands of people every day looking up YouTube videos on how to use their Silhouette Cameo or their Cricut, and instead of them, you know, creating, what if people just want to buy it, right? What if people just need to find your particular design and they're putting it on like a mug or their tote bag and things like that? So I say that to say, when it comes to business ideas, a lot of times you as a creator, as a crafter, you are a market, right? Especially for people who have, like I said, the vinyl cutters, and they want to learn how to make personalized gifts from home. I would not pass go when it came to tapping into this market, because I find myself purchasing decals that I find, right? People are buying them from me, okay? So it's like this ecosystem of everybody using each other, because you know, I don't know how to put it into words, but I'm just saying that this last business idea, when it comes to selling vinyl decals, honestly, to DIYers and crafters, is a really good idea. Yes, I am biased, okay? So I'm speaking from my own experience, but I would not tell you a lie. Listen, I might tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie, okay? So the fifth business idea when it comes to using permanent vinyl or adhesive vinyl, it's a synonym, y'all, okay? That's why I'm saying it like that. But anyway, when it comes to using permanent vinyl, I highly recommend, if you are in the crafting space, if you are a DIYer, if you love putting together, you know, things, making things with your hands, all that good fun stuff, then tap into the crafting and DIY space when it comes to making vinyl decals, and you're gonna be very happy. But all right, good people, that's it for today's video when it comes to the 5 business ideas that you can start when it comes to using permanent/adhesive vinyl. Now, if I missed something, okay, and there are other business ideas that I didn't list, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let's start up a conversation. But thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe if you're liking the vibe, and I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.